Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wafa Nabila binti Zarul Hisham, and I will present about static website functionality review for Henry Butcher Art Auctioneers website. Okay, so for the initial evaluation, when I first look at this website, the website has a clean design and professional design which aligns with its role as an art auctioneer platform. So the navigation is straightforward with clear labels for sections like options, about, and contact at the top bar navigation. So the navigation bar is fixed on top, ensuring users can access core pages at any time. The drop-down menu also works as expected, but the hover effects could be more visually distinct to improve usability. However, the website has several noticeable issues. So the Henry Butcher's website lacks mobile responsiveness. Upon opening website on mobile, some menu items become difficult to tap due to the small touch targets. It retains the original website form without applying mobile user interface designs. And to add more, some images on the homepage load quite slowly and it affects the user experience. So for functional analysis, the first one we have navigation menus. So the drop-down menus are functional, but it lacks clear hover indicators, which may confuse some users. So the hover animation also did not appear as soon as the mouse hovered it, making the website appears as if it had a lag issue. It is a transition thing, but still. So the second one is forms. There are video registration form and telephone absentee form, but it does not provide real-time validation for the required fields, and the form can only be accessed by clicking on the hyperlink, and it will lead to a PDF where you have to print it out and fill it out physically to fax to the other side. So it's hard for users to see errors or problems with the form after submission. Alright, for user experience UX evaluation, for load times, images on the homepage and online catalogs take 3 to 5 seconds to load, which may frustrate some users. And for responsiveness and mobile usability, on smaller screens, the navigation menu becomes difficult to use, and some images and text are misaligned because it still retains the desktop interface. For clarity of instruction and error messages, the site does not present an interactive features like forms that require instructions. So clarity of instruction is not a major issue. Currently, there is no feedback form for users. Instead, they provide a page with emails and phone numbers attached about the staff in charge and so on. For accessibility assessment, about the font size and readability, the text is readable, but some areas use small font sizes, especially when the website is accessed on mobile devices. As you can see there on the screen. So about the screen reader compatibility, there is no ARIA or accessible rich internet applications markup for screen reader support. So ARIA defines a way to make web content and web applications more accessible to disabled people. So the original website does not have that feature. And there is accessibility barriers for it. You can see by the small buttons and links on mobile devices that it makes it hard for users with limited dexterity to interact. For cross-browser testing, I did test the website on both a two browser, Chrome and Safari. Both websites operate smoothly without any major issue, but on Safari, the image looks a little bit slower than in Chrome browser. And on desktop, the website is fully functional without lag with good internet. The image displayed correctly with perfect sizes, and viewing past auctions files, results, and catalog is smooth sailing. For Accessing the website on tablet, it is functional, but the image occasionally loads slower. So viewing results of auctions held in the past also proved fruitless as it doesn't direct to the results. Nothing happened after typing view results. So viewing PDF catalog also could not be accessed. Everything else can be accessed smoothly. For mobiles, users got navigation issues with touch targets being too small and the display is not aligned with mobile interfaces. So the fonts look too small without zooming in, so users have to zoom in manually to be able to read it comfortably. Safari shows slightly slower load time and mobile devices face navigation issues due to the small touch targets and overall display. So this table is the documentation of findings from Henry Butcher Art Auctioneer website. So for navigation, there is no clear hover indicator for menus. The impact is medium, and the recommendation is to amplify hover effects or like color change. For contact form, there is no real-time field validation. The impact is medium, and the recommendation is to add live form validation. Search function, there is no search bar available. The impact is high, and the recommendation is to add a search bar. For load time, images load slower than expected, so the impact is high, and the recommendation is to compress images and implement lazy loading. Let's see. For mobile usability, there is misaligned images and hard to tap links in mobile interfaces, so the impact is high, and I recommend to implement responsive design. For accessibility, there is poor text contrast on images and no ARIA attributes for screen readers. So the recommendation thing is to increase text contrast and size and add ARIA attributes. Okay, so this is a table for prioritization and recommendations. For the high priorities, issues for load time for images, it will impact user experience, so I recommend to compress images and use lazy loading. For mobile responsiveness, the reason is usability of mobile devices, so you should add media queries and resize buttons. Another issue is no search functionalities, so it limits user navigation, and we have to add search bar for that. Next is no real-time validation form, so the reason is to improve a bidding registration system and telephone bid system, so it is recommended to add real-time validation forms. For accessibility, the issue is ARIA for screen readers absent, and the reason is accessibility compliance, so the recommended solution is to add ARIA rules and labels. So I did modify the website and I added a search bar. So the search bar has been added to aid with finding and locating certain artworks or artists or past auctions that was held for users easy access to any needed information. And another one is to added register bid button to lead to the functional form. So I made a real-time validation functional form for user easy access to fill in the form rather than printing and faxing to the company. For conclusion, the Henry Butcher Art Auctioneer website is a static website with a professional design and clear navigation. However, it suffers from performance issues like slow image loading, mobile responsiveness challenges, and accessibility shortcomings. So to enhance user experience, it is recommended to prioritize image optimization, responsive design, and accessibility improvements. These changes will improve cross-device functionality and better support users with disabilities and create more seamless browsing experience. That's all from me. Thank you very much.